Hello, it's me, Kent Peters again, here to do another video. In case you're new to my channel, this is pretty much a money shot. Basically talk about ways to make money, ways to save money, invest in money, pretty much anything to do about money. And today's topic is something that a lot of us dread. Stop relying on your parents for money, man. So this is probably basically for teenagers or maybe some of y'all adults that live at home. Y'all rely on your parents to pay for everything. But you can't always do that, man. Because thing with your parents, you might want something that they'll tell you no, you can't have it. So guess what? What are you going to do if there's something you want? Because there's things I wanted to get when I was a teenager. But of course, my parents won't get it for me. I'll tell you a story. When I was a teenager, I wanted a PS2. I'm showing my age, am I? But yes, I wanted a PS2. I asked for it, but guess what? My parents didn't give it for me. So you want to know how I did it? I bought that thing myself. Of course, I had to get a job. Maybe some of y'all, your parents give you allowance. But I couldn't really always rely on my parents giving me allowance because sometimes they just straight up wouldn't pay me, which was frustrating. The way they supposed to pay me, they supposed to pretty much pay me like whatever my age was, it'll be half. So when I was like 9, my mom paid like $4.50 when I was 9. I'm not gonna tell you what year that was. But I was like 9 years old, and she'll give me like, it was supposed to be every week, but like I said, she didn't pay me every week. Then I was 10, she paid me like $5. Again, it was supposed to be every week, but it never was. So I really couldn't rely on my parents to buy me everything. So one thing you need to do, you need to get a job. So if you're a teenager, maybe there's that car you want. Maybe you want that PS5. You just want to buy some things for yourself. Or maybe you just want to save up money. Maybe in case your parents get mad at you and kick you out of the house. I know some of y'all looking at this like, my parents are never going to kick me out of the house. They love me. But who knows? Things just happen. You got to prepare for the unexpected. You might do something, or who knows, you might bring home some girl or some boy that your parents don't approve of. They might kick you out for that. Hey, it happens. I got a friend got kicked out of the house just because he was dating a girl that they didn't approve of. So you're watching this video and you're a teenager, save up some money, man. You can't always trust your parents. They can kick you out anytime. Well, when you're a minor, they're not really allowed to kick you out like that. But when you're like after 18, your parents can legally kick you out, and they don't think you can do about it when they kick you out. So you're like 22, your parents tell you it's time to go. You can't really fight them on it because it's their plate, so you got to go. But hopefully you have good parents, they don't do that to you. But anyway, you just got to go out there and get a job. Sometimes it takes a while to get a job. You got to fill out applications. I know I had to fill out some applications. It took me a while to get a job. Because I remember I was like 15. It just took me a while to get a job. When I was like 12, I did used to like cut grass for money. I ain't do it all the time, but I did it sometime. When I was like 12, when I was in the 7th grade, it was the 7th grade year, I used to cut grass for money. Sometimes I get like $5, sometimes it's $10. Also, my brother was with me, so I had to cut in half, guys. And of course, my dad also, when I was in the 7th and the 8th grade, my dad used to have me like clean carpet with him because he's a carpet cleaner. But again, I had to rely on my dad to pay me. Sometimes my dad would take forever to pay me. So that's one thing when I was working with my dad. Sometimes it would take forever for him to pay me. I did this in Hawaii. So when I was in Hawaii, I was like the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. In case y'all wondering, Hawaii does not get as hot as Florida. It also doesn't get as cold as Florida either. So it's pretty much consistent, the weather. I would not be cutting grass in Florida. I wouldn't be doing that in Florida, guys. They would have to pay me. They would have to put an extra zero there, for me to cut grass in Florida like that. So that's when you're like a younger kid. Also, when you're like 12, 13, 14, and when you're in those age range, you can't really get a job like that. Pretty much the only way you get a job is pretty much cutting grass or doing some other stuff. So 2 ways I made money was cutting grass. I only did it for the 7th grade year. Doing carpet cleaning with my dad. I was also a paper boy. I did that like once a week. They only paid you $25. When I was 15, it was hard to get a job. Again, though, sometimes my dad would have me do some work with him, like clean some floors. Have me do that kind of stuff. When I was like 16, though, that's when I finally got a job. I mean, you can't get a job earlier than that. Because there's like some of these grocery stores, they'll hire you as young as 14. When I was working hours, and the youngest age was 16, but Publix, they'll hire you when you're like 14. So you can't actually get a job when you're young. So you're like 14 watching this video, you should ask your parents if you can have a job. Maybe at Publix or whatever place hire 14-year-olds. Because they're hiring, guess what? You're not too young to get a job. I mean, I wish I could have gotten a job at 14. I could have saved up money even faster. So between my childhood all the way up to like 16, I pretty much had to rely on my parents to pretty much pay for pretty much just about everything. But then once I became like 16, I was able to save some money. Of course, I still kind of rely on my parents to like pay the mortgage and all that. I still rely on them to pay for groceries. I still did. But I was able to build money up. I had no bills to pay. And guess what? I was able to save up enough money to buy a PlayStation 2 in hard-earned cash. That's when the PS2 was what the PS5 is now. It was a hot thing out there. So I did not rely on my parents to buy a PS2. I bought it myself. Hey, my mom did buy my brother an Xbox though, like the next year. What's up with that? But anyway, maybe you're not even a teenager. Maybe you're an adult. Just laying at home. You don't have a job at all. You're just relying on your mom or your dad, maybe both of your parents, to pay for everything for you. That's not the way to go, man. Because like I said, your parents could always get annoyed by you and just kick you out of the house. If you're like 25 years old, your parents kick you out of the house, there's not really anything you can do about it. You can't legally do anything. In another situation, maybe your parents could die. Then you're stuck with the house. You're there all by yourself. You're stuck with the bills. So you're gonna have to learn how to manage all that. If you don't have a job, guess what? You're gonna end up homeless, man. So I just noticed that some people do actually rely on the parents for everything. Like, maybe some people have jobs and they still rely on their parents. Because I'm not going to say names, but there was this guy at my job. He pretty much had no plans on moving out. I mean, I guess there's nothing really wrong with it. I mean, if you and your parents get along really good, I guess you can live with your parents until you're like married, maybe. But in this situation, he like, well, if I lose my job, guess what? I just got my parents to lay back on. Because that's how it is with some of these people that work these jobs. They'll get an attitude. They'll cut your boss out. They get fired. They still live with their parents. So it's like what? They rely on their parents for backup. My kids better not ever do that, though. My kid ever get fired. I think I might just start charging her rent. I don't know how long these YouTube videos are going to last, but who knows? Maybe my kid will see this video one day. If you are watching this video and you're my kid, yes, if you do get an attitude at your job and you get yourself fired, I am going to make you pay rent. I just thought I should put that in there. So I rely on my parents for money. I mean, when I was younger, I did. But of course, they would always say no. Some things I just wanted to get, and they would say no. And of course, as you get older, you realize they had to manage money. You realize how hard it is to work for money. So after a while, you're like, you know what? Man, I shouldn't bother so much when it comes to money. I can get a job and pay for my own stuff. So that's pretty much how I feel. I feel that you should try to like pretty much make enough money to where you take care of things. Even if you do love your parents, have enough money to make you buy your own food or whatever. Buy your own stuff, toothpaste, whatnot. Pay your own car bills. So, oh yeah, I just had a birthday a couple days ago. So y'all can all wish me a happy birthday. And also, I haven't hit $200 yet. I'm at $183, so I need $17 before I do that giveaway. But I'll be doing it pretty soon. I hope y'all enjoy this video. Y'all like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel. And hit on that bell button. That way, every time I upload a video, you'll be notified. But that being said, have a good day. And don't rely on your parents. Make your own money. Bye for now.